My favorite word? Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh, I like that. It's it was for a long time. I don't know whether it still is or not. The longest word in the dictionary.
Yes, bingo.
My favorite word is probably joy.
Joy. That's a great word.
Probably shit.
Okay.
You can use it in so many applications.
Scrumptious.
What's your least favorite word?
Shit.
Never in a million years did I ever think I would be coming back to Omaha, Nebraska. Are you kidding me? Yet, here I am, just killing it. Oh man, I had totally forgotten how beautiful Omaha, Nebraska is in the spring and the summer. And flying in, as you saw in the open there, I was just heartbroken to see all the devastation of the horrific flooding that's gone on recently. My heart goes out to all of you wonderful people who've been affected by this. I'm here to promote that Rocket Man movie. So let's go do that with those very famous personalities, Pat and JT.
Double.
Dueling cams. So take that, buddy.
Don't point that thing at me.
What's up? Pat the ball boy.
What is
Oh
up?
my god.
Hug.
And JT.
Oh my god.
Who I've not met before.
No, I
And
know.
I've heard a lot about. Why not? Let's get this on camera.
Okay, so there we are. Hi.
Hello, my darling.
Hello.
How are you? I actually put on deodorant
This
today
is,
for
I
you.
can tell.
Yeah.
Adam, thank you so much for doing that. If you would like tickets to go see the movie tomorrow, and I haven't talked to you yet, grab me. I see you right now. We got just a couple minutes, and we're going to get you hooked up. You cannot. You... No. But if you would like, I'm going to wander around over here and be sure and grab me because we've got tickets for the showing tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at Marcus Theaters, 144th and Maple.
Even if you don't want tickets, grab her. It's been a minute. Just grab her. And we want to thank Rocket in the Morning, who is here with us. First time back in Omaha since 2002, and it's great to have him back. And his this weekend on our podcast tomorrow and Sunday, he sat with us for about an hour today and told old stories about being here in Omaha and going from station to station, wanting to keep him, throwing all this money at him because he was a stud.
It was really cool because we found out how he got into radio, what caused that transition, and then also why he left Omaha, because there are a lot of rumors about that. But you'll have to listen to the podcast.
So it's Pat and JT is how you can find it on all social or whatever. Download it on iTunes. And thank you guys for coming out. We're going to be here all night. Well, till 9 anyway. Rocket's going to be here all night. I know that already. Thanks for coming out, guys.
This is Pat the Ball Boy. So many years ago, when I was a radio icon, Pat the Ball Boy was my first intern. 20 years later, well, actually 7 years later, he ended up replacing me, taking my place. They fired me, thrown me and myself and my family out in the alley, and they hired him. What the hell?
Like 10 years later.
Oh, that was
Yeah, like there were a whole bunch of other weirdos in between this weirdo.
Okay, favorite word.
Oh wow. Favorite word? Least favorite word, panties.
I didn't ask you least favorite word.
Favorite word? Wow. Is just like I told you. It's like it's just when you're so mad and you drop that, people know to stay back.
That steamed up my official Elton John glasses. Get on in here, girl. I'm not gonna bite you. Well, I might a little bit.
I've heard rumors.
I always thought I heard about Pat and JT. But I always thought JT was a dude.
I know it, right? That's because that's Pat's fault. Well, two things. Pat, because Pat's the name Pat. They never know. Almost every Pat that we've met otherwise is a woman.
Yeah.
Patricia's, right? Patty's.
Right.
And then the other side is JT. Everybody thinks it's Justin Timberlake or some kind of a dude's initials.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's Jill is my name. So.
I love Jill.
Yeah. Here.
Your favorite word?
Sadly, I say the word awesome way too much.
What is the one thing in your life that you wish you would have done?
Started a production and podcast about 5 years sooner.
Nice.
Production company and podcast, yeah.
What I wish that I did, maybe, maybe visit more foreign countries. That's something I wish I had done. I can still do that.
Yeah. What is the one thing that you're glad that you did?
God, there's a lot of those too. I'm glad I lived in Phoenix because that led me to radio. My first job was working as a producer for Glenn Beck.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my very first job, and he was a top 40 DJ. And,
Wow.
Yeah, and he was pretty damn brilliant as a top 40 DJ, but I also didn't know he had a lot of other issues going on at that time. I found out about that much later after I moved on.
You're saying he loved a bit of the drink, you said?
Well, yeah, that and some other things, I guess. Yeah, I guess so, and I did not know that, and he's since come clean and told everybody everything about that time, and I didn't know that at that time.
I am so glad that I adopted both of my kids and from Guatemala. Best thing ever.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You're a fine human being. So you get to the pearly gates, and there is a God,
Yes.
and he looks at you, and what's the first thing he says?
Oh, you did okay. You didn't mess up so bad.
You've been absolutely...
Or maybe you've been a little too cautious. You really could have taken a few more risks.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Okay.
All right. You've been delightful to work with, and it's been great meeting you.
Thank you very much. I've had a great time.
Maybe we'll do this again. Come
That would
see
be
me
awesome.
Come see me in Nashville.
I've never been to Nashville.
That's an awesome
That's
place.
one thing that I regret. I've never been to Nashville. I can take care of that too.
That's doable. That's fixable.
You got a deal. All right.
Now, be sure you watch and listen to Pat the boy, and JT the girl
Yes.
at patandjt.com. Listen to their podcast.
That's where you can find us.
See ya. Peace out. If you get to the pearly gates, assuming there is a God, what is the first thing that God says to you?
Hey, I subscribe to your podcast.
Wow, I'm having so much fun in Omaha this week. I can't stand it. You know what? I've been doing some thinking, and I'm having so much fun. I'm thinking about moving back. I'm kidding. Hey, be sure you watch episode 15. That will be the next episode following this one. That should be up this weekend sometime. You're going to meet some of the Rocket in the Morning fans, old and new, that turned up to our party. And I was so touched. I just couldn't believe after 25 years that even a handful of people remembered me, and such specific things that they remembered blew me away. And the next episode is about them.
Had parents that had horses. My
Nice.
parents were in horse racing.
Nice.
And so I rodeoed and I rode horses growing up, and I'm glad everything that's happened to me.
Were you a barrel racer?
I was.
Nah, I knew that.
Seriously.
I don't know why I knew it, but
I was a rodeo queen.
oh wow.
The Phoenix Rodeo.
Nice.
And that's how I got into radio, was because for the rodeo queen, I had to travel, and I would do radio interviews.
You thought it said rodeo auditions, and it was radio auditions.
Radio auditions.
And you showed up, and you
I'm
go,
like, wait a minute,
where are the horses?
what's going on here?
As you know, I'm searching for a motto for Nash Rockett. Do you have any particular mottos that might be helpful to me?
Pants optional comes to mind.
You're a fine human being.
You are the man.
And
Thank you.
I'm so happy for your success.
Thanks, buddy. I love you.
See ya. Love you back.